What's up? Welcome back to Nerd Alert. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things that have been happening in pop culture recently. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Oscars and the night. For our second segment, we're going to be talking about Disney franchises, new ones, old ones. Are they good? Are they bad? And then finally, we're going to hit it off with some Disney trivia. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Nerd Alert. Hello and welcome back. For this first segment today, we're going to be talking about the Oscars that just happened this past Sunday. It is Friday, of course, so it's been a little bit since the Oscars came out. But I just want to start off with saying that Jimmy Kimmel, I think, has been one of the best hosts for any award show we've had. Trevor Noah's done good for the Grammys, but I think Jimmy Kimmel in his fourth year here for the Oscars has done great. Rachel, what do we think about that?
I think he did a really great job. I didn't get to see too much of the Oscars. I was only tuned into a little bit, but I got to see, Oppenheimer winning as many awards as it did. And although I still have not seen Oppenheimer, I've heard terrific things about it, and especially about Cillian Murphy's performance in it. So I think it definitely deserved every award it's won so far.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think the big standout there for all the Oppenheimer news was that Robert Downey Jr. finally won after his third nomination. He won a supporting actor award in the Oscars. Wyatt, how do we feel about that?
Robert Downey Jr., he's a heck of an actor. We know from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, him playing Tony Stark. Oppenheimer, I think it just showed how dynamic of an actor he is. He can do serious, he can be funny, he can do whatever. So I think he really did deserve this award, and I'm glad he did win supporting actor.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Myself, I'm a big movie guy. So I was really invested into the Oscars this year, and I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna guess how many I can get right. And I was fortunate. I got 16 out of 23 of the categories correct. The only things I didn't watch were any of the documentary features, which most people don't. Yeah. Anyways, but the whole night in general was just really good. It was really fun. And I think one of the best parts of the entire show was some of the performances that were given. And we had a special appearance by a certain somebody in the rock culture. Wyatt, you're nodding your head. I think you know who it is. Yeah,
Slash coming out to perform I'm Just Ken with Ryan Gosling was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen when it came to Oscars. It put a fun twist on the song. I mean, we all know the song from Barbie. It's probably one of the most popular ones out of a movie, but just to see Slash, a legendary guitar player like that, come out and be willing to just be a Ken and be part of it is something I never thought I'd see before.
Yeah, I completely agree. My biggest thing was that Slash is now Ken. That's all I really cared about. Yeah. Ken. Slash is now Ken.
Yeah, exactly.
He's rockstar Ken. You can't complain about that.
I totally agree with Wyatt. It was like a fun twist on the Oscars, just playing I'm Just Ken, just right at the Oscars. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a great thing. And then also the other song that won Best Original Song with Billie Eilish for What Was I Made For in the sibling duo, Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell. It was a great performance that they gave, truly one of the best ones, especially with the piano and the spinning platform and then the orchestra behind them. It was just really cool. It was really fun to see.
I think that song is just beautiful in general. I just love listening to that song. I think it's a really terrifically put together song, and I think it's deserved every award it's won so far. Yeah, and I'm not surprised it's won as many as it has.
And especially over the recent controversy over the past couple of years with the Oscars on some people getting upset about the snubs, especially with Greta Gerwig not getting a Best Director nomination and Margot Robbie not getting a Best Actress nomination. It was a little bit of a tricky job for Jimmy Kimmel coming into this, especially 2 years ago, or maybe it was a year ago, when the Chris Rock, Will Smith controversy happened, where there was a joke said and somebody didn't like it, so it got a little aggressive. But he's been able to climb himself back up there, and he definitely put on an amazing show. Now, one thing that I did not expect the entire night was John Cena. I don't know if you guys.
I totally did not expect that either. And when I saw that, I'm like, is the TV glitching, or am I actually seeing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, but it's John Cena.
Yeah.
When I was like, no way this is happening. They're doing this on national television.
Yeah, exactly.
No way. But then I was like, it's John Cena.
And good for him to actually I don't know if they asked him to do it or if he just did it, but props to him, because I don't think I could go out on live television, and go out there and have just something covering down there, but Other than that, I think it was great. John Cena, always somebody we love to see. You love to see in entertainment. So I think that was a really funny bit that he did.
Yeah, the internet has been going on and saying, what do you guys mean? There's nobody there. It's just an envelope, because this whole thing in the WWE is you can't see me.
Exactly, yeah.
So
yes.
It's been pretty funny. But I think the best part about that whole thing was that it caps off awards season. You had the Grammys in the beginning, you had the Golden Globes, you have the Emmys and stuff, and then you have the Oscars that kind of finishes all up. And it's really nice to see the community come together, especially for these kind of things. But I think one of the biggest things that I saw through the night, and one thing that I've kind of seen the Academy needing to expand more on, is the animated film recognition.
Yeah.
You only have one nomination, which is the animated film category. And Disney normally always gets nominated. This time they had Elemental be nominated, but the two top films were The Boy and the Heron and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I truly think Spider-Man should have won. The Boy and the Heron did win, which props to them. It's still a great movie. But one thing that I've noticed is voice acting is becoming very popular, no matter if it's in TV, if it's in movies. Do you think they should look into adding more categories about putting in voice acting? Because even in live action films, there is voice actors that aren't on screen. Do you think they should add a category for best male and female actor and actresses voice over?
I think they absolutely should. I think, voice acting is an important thing, and, people who are voice actors give the characters, life in the movie, and I couldn't imagine, some of the voice actors playing like anybody else playing that character, you know what I mean? And I think they do such a terrific job, encapsulating it. Like, if you remember the Disney movie Up, animated movie, that movie has made me more emotional than some live action films, so I thought that is a perfect example of one there.
No, and I'm going to agree with Rachel. I mean, a voice actor, there's some actors that we've seen that'll do a completely different voice and you don't even know it's them. And that's something that's really cool to see. And so I do think they should add that, because it shows the dynamics, and it shows the kind of actor they are, and it shows that even if the voice is different, if they put on a really good performance, I think they deserve the credit, and I think they deserve recognition for it. Excuse me. So yeah, I do think they should add those two categories in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Back in 2002 was the first time they introduced the animated feature film, and Shrek won that one back then, and they've just done it ever since. But going on to that with animated films, we're going to be heading over to the Disney side. We're going to be talking about their different franchises, Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, and the different kind of films that have come out, whether they're good or bad. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Nerd Alert.
The Greene County Humane Society is holding its annual Furry Friends 5K on March 23rd at the Greene County Fairgrounds. In order to register for the event, scan the QR code in the bottom right corner or visit ticketstripe.com/furryfriends2024. All dogs in attendance must be up to date on vaccinations and kept on a leash. Check-in at the fairgrounds is at noon, and the 5K will begin at 1:30. Don't want to take part in the Furry Friends 5K? No problem. At the Greene County Humane Society, located at 183 Jefferson Road, there will be a pet socialization event from noon to 5. There is an opportunity to adopt at the Happy Tales event. Applications to adopt must be completed by March 18th. To find an application, go to greenpet.org/adoption-application. or scan this QR code that's on your screen. All proceeds raised at the Furry Friends 5K and the Happy Tales event will go to the Greene County Humane Society in order to help animals in need.
Welcome back, and this is our second segment here on Nerd Alert. We're going to be talking about Disney franchises, whether they've been good or bad in most recent of times. Now, my biggest one is Toy Story. Now, Toy Story 1, fabulous, from 1995. First thing that Pixar Disney ever did was fabulous. Then you go on to 2002 with Toy Story 2, and then you wait a little bit, you go to 2010, you get Toy Story 3, which I think is a perfect movie. You can quote me on that. I think it's a perfect movie. It makes Toy Story better. It's the best Toy Story film. And then Toy Story 4 came. And now we're getting Toy Story 5, which is in pre-production as of right now, and is looking for a 2026-27 release date, which is a little scary in my mind. Now, I know we talked about this a little bit off camera, but Toy Story is both of your guys' one of your favorite franchises from Disney. Now, what do we think about the first three comparing to the fourth and potentially a fifth and sixth?
Oh, it's like you said, Toy Story, like 1 through 3 were probably some of the better Toy Stories they made. Me personally, I like Toy Story 2. I like the story where he finds Jessie, Bullseye, the Prospector. Kind of adds those new characters, and then Toy Story 3, they all come together. But when I watched Toy Story 4, I was expecting it to be really good, kind of an add-on with Bonnie, stuff like that. And it was. And then you get new characters like Forky and all these other people. But what really got me to not really like this movie was the ending. When Woody decides to stay with Bo Peep and Woody decides to basically become an abandoned toy. I was like, why do that, in my opinion? I was like, Woody is the main character of this entire story, and the fact that you're basically taking him out of a childhood movie that people know and love, and you're basically like, oh, he's just gonna stay with basically, I guess you could say, his sweetheart and just stay with her. I didn't like it. I'm nervous to see how Toy Story 5 is gonna affect it. Me personally, I'm not putting high expectations on it, considering what Toy Story 4 was, so we'll have to see what happens, but I do think Toy Story is going downhill, which is really unfortunate to see, considering it was one of my favorite, and I know it was both of your favorites, childhood movies for a really long time.
Yeah. Anything else to add on that one?
Oh, I completely agree with Wyatt. I think 1 through 3 were all terrific films, and I agree. I think the second one was even better than the first because it had Al's Toy Barn, and we added all those brand new characters. And the 3 I felt like was a really good way to wrap it up with Andy going to college and passing on his toys, and we had all those new characters. But I gotta say, I think the fourth one, it just took like a turn. Like the fourth one, it wasn't a bad movie, I will say that, but I hated the ending. I was like, Woody's the main character, and it kind of was really sad to see him not stay with them, and that was just, I felt like it was going downhill. So maybe the fifth one will kind of change that and make it a better storyline, if you know what I mean, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would hope so. And sticking on that Pixar kind of theme, most films within Pixar, like Cars, Toy Story, they have that 3 movie kind of standard that they have, but right now there's some films and franchises, if you will, like Monsters Incorporated and Incredibles, where they have 2 films. They have Monsters Incorporated, they have a TV show, but do you think we're going to get a third film for those ones? Incredibles 2 came out 14 years after the original. We could wait another 14 years. There's not any word on it. And then Monsters Incorporated was released in 2001, and then Monsters University was 2012, which was a prequel, not a sequel. And now their show that's on Disney Plus and Disney Channel is a not really a spin-off, but it's working in the new Laughter Corporation. So do we think we're going to get another movie out of these?
I gotta say, I will still always stand by The Incredibles. I think is the best movie Disney Pixar ever created, and I will stand by that. And I thought the second one was actually really good too. And if they were to make a third one, I don't think it would be bad. I would love to see how that would work out. So I think there's a chance there could be a third one, but I'm not positive. And you also look at, talking about Disney Pixar, a good Disney Pixar movie, Finding Nemo, and then many years later they came out with Finding Dory.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there'll be a third film to that as well. That just kind of made me think of that.
Yeah, another Finding one could be interesting. Although you only really had those 2. There's 3 main characters with Nemo, Dory, and Marlin. So maybe they're gonna be finding Marlin at some point. You never know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the Monsters Inc. franchise. I talked to you about this before we went on. I'm not a fan of it. I love the first movie. First movie's great. Absolutely love it. The second movie, I don't understand why they made it Monsters University. I hate that the franchise went backwards. I wish they would have done Monsters University first, then Monsters Inc. Because Monsters University basically is like the origin of how Mike Wazowski and Sully meet, how they end up getting into Monsters Inc. But we already kind of know what happens in Monsters Inc. So I'm not a fan of that. Incredibles, I love The Incredibles. I always have loved it. I'm with Rachel. I wouldn't mind if they did a third movie. I'd be intrigued to see what they would do, whether they base it around Jack and him using his powers a lot more, figuring out his powers, or what that would be. But I'm not against the movie like that, third movie for The Incredibles. But Monsters Inc., I think they just need to leave it the way it is because they screwed it up in my opinion, and I don't think it can be fixed.
Yeah, I agree. And I think as a Pixar fan, they've gone downhill a little bit from their, I would quote, renaissance when they had the start of Toy Story, and then they kept going, and they had really good films going up to about like Up. And then after that, I didn't enjoy Brave or anything like that. But now they're doing like Elemental, which is a really good film. I really love that one. Soul's another good one, but like Turning Red, not one of my favorites. But going over to the featured Disney side, just Disney, they've been doing, as of recent, in the past, I'd say 10 to 15 years, they've been doing more live action reboots or remakes of beloved animated classics like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, The Lion King, stuff like that. Now, Mufasa is a new movie that's coming out. It's going to be coming out later this year in December. James Earl Jones is told to reprise his role as Mufasa, and it's going to be a live-action prequel about Mufasa and his kind of coming to be king of the Pride Lands. Do you think we're going to see more prequels and sequels of these beloved animated classics in their live-action debuts?
I gotta say, I think they should just leave these animated classics as they are. I don't think we really need a live-action reboot. I think that they're done perfectly animated. And I mean, I've seen a couple of the, live-action remakes of some of the good animated ones. I thought the remake to Cinderella was okay. It was not that bad. But I mean, these other ones, they're just not really like doing it for me. I think it's just like The Lion King or Pocahontas are all classics and better done animated.
Yeah.
I don't really think they need to be done live action.
I like the live action, but I think it's a matter of like the actors. You got to get the right actors to play the characters. You got to get like with Aladdin. I think they did Aladdin pretty well, getting Will Smith as the genie, Naomi Scott as Jasmine, and stuff like that. But I like it. I like the live action. I like getting a different twist on it. One franchise that I would love to see maybe the origin story of is like Pirates of the Caribbean, and we've seen all those movies, but maybe we get a movie about like Jack Sparrow and how he became Jack Sparrow, or like Barbossa or Davy Jones, something like that, where we can get an origin story about all those characters and just see how they became the people they are. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Mufasa. It sounds really, really good from what I've heard. So I'm excited to see that. But I think they should continue to do live action films because it puts a different spin on it, and it also just kind of gives us those classics, especially now for this day and age and this generation. It shows them the animated movie in a different way.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the bigger things here is that they are still making and remaking those live action renditions of those classics. Snow White with Rachel Ziegler from the Hunger Games Songbirds and Snakes film that came out this past year, excuse me. She'll be starring as Snow White in that film. So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs will be coming out eventually. And they have some other Disney princess, Pocahontas, like you mentioned, that's getting a live action make. No cast has been made for that one yet. Hercules is getting one from the Russo brothers with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So it's definitely, they're still going in that route of live action. And I think with this new Mufasa movie, depending on how well and it does throughout the box office and throughout social media, I think it's really going to tell on whether they're going to continue with that, making prequels and sequels to films in live action, and we'll see where it goes. But coming up next, we're going to have Disney trivia up here on the panel, so don't go anywhere.
You're watching WCTV, where we aim to bring you the best local coverage of what you care about most. Everything from local businesses to hometown sports and the latest weather. We're keeping up to date with what you need to know about issues that affect our campus and our community. We're telling the stories that matter, celebrating our past, our future, and our potential. So tune in for all the latest buzz right here on WCTV Channel 14, Waynesburg.
Welcome back to Nerd Alert. We're going to be playing Disney trivia here on the panel. It's not going to be anything like super competitive. I'm just going to ask them some multiple choice ones and just some ones that just have one answer questions, and then they can just both respond. It's nothing too serious here. But getting started, my first question, what year, because Disneyland was the first, Disney World was not the first, Disneyland was the first in Anaheim. What year did Disneyland open?
I'm just going to guess really early, like 1907.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm going to go 1918.
You're closer. It was 1955.
Okay.
It was after World War II.
I thought it was that later.
Yeah, in Anaheim, California. This one you guys will probably get. What is the name of the Toy Story toy store?
Why am I blanking on this? Part of me feels like they did it from the movie. So.
Like, are we talking about store?
In the movie.
In the movie?
The Toy Story toy store.
Oh, Alice Toy Barn.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I thought you
Took
were
me a
talking
minute
about
to,
like the
like-
one at Disney World. And I was about to be like,
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
thought,
no.
too.
Okay.
No, that's my bad.
No, you're good.
All right. Let's see. What is the name of Andy's neighbor from Toy Story?
Sid.
Sid. Correct.
And his sister's name is
Oh, you know
Anna.
Wow. I didn't
Look
even
at
know
that.
I forgot about that. It's a good, very good job. All right. What are the names of Hades' minions in Hercules?
It's been a while since I've seen Hercules, so I don't know this one.
It has been a while. I know
great
one
name.
is skinny and one is like, one looks like Mike Wazowski and the other one looks like a tree, like
Wyatt's
a twig.
gonna get this one over me because I have no idea.
It's like the apple and cinnamon stick from Apple.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Oh, God. I'm blanking on their names.
We give up.
Yeah.
Panic and pain.
That's right.
Pain and panic.
Hercules is
right,
not
that's
one I'm
right, that's
familiar
right.
with. so
All
I didn't
right. What does the phrase Hakuna Matata mean?
No worries.
For the rest of your days.
Yeah, there you go. What does the phrase supercalifragilisticexpialidocious mean?
Boy. Thrilling. Thrilling. That's what I'm gonna go.
I feel like Wyatt's singing the song in his head right
I am actually singing it in, I feel like I'm going to say it's like what she said, but I'm going to go like happy or like, it's just kind of like random and it's like the I don't care. It's like
Kind
whatever.
of. It's meaning of really nothing. It's when you don't know what to say, you use that word.
That's right.
It's interesting to know.
All right. Now, this one's going to be tricky. Name me all 7 dwarfs.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, boy.
I got you.
I think Tiny is one.
Doc, happy, sleepy, grumpy, bashful, dopey, and sneezy.
Good job. Not even a mess up there.
See, you know.
Way to go, Wyatt. Way to go.
Appreciate it.
So I was
know
wrong
Disney.
on Tide.
It's all good.
All right, this one's different. How many fingers does Mickey Mouse have?
4.
Very nice. He has 3 fingers
Dude,
and a
come
thumb,
on.
if you're
That is
interested.
crazy.
Which one do I like here?
He's trying to throw us
How
off.
long was the genie stuck in the lamp before Aladdin found him?
1,000 years, as Will Smith likes to say it in the live action.
Nope.
What?
Oh, not 1,000. Okay. 100.
Nope.
Was it 10,000?
10,000 years.
10,000
Dude, come
years.
on.
Okay.
Wyatt's
Yeah.
killing us. I can't believe this.
Okay. Who is Mufasa's trusted advisor in The Lion King?
Oh.
that-
Zazu. Not
So
Zazu.
quickly. Wow, Wyatt, I'm blown away right now.
I am too.
Disney.
Who is the fashion designer in The Incredibles?
Ed Knott mode.
Edna Mode.
And he said it the way. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Edna Mode.
Okay, I need to find harder ones now. What Disney princess did Lily James portray in 2015?
Cinderella.
Yes, there you
I
go.
forgot the actress's name. I knew she was in Mamma Mia, and I was like, wait a minute.
If you ask some questions about like Ratatouille or Toy Story, I will nail them.
Okay.
Those are the ones I'm super familiar with.
What is the food critic's name?
Anton Ego.
And what is his critic name? Like his alter ego kind of his nickname.
Ego.
No. It's like the nickname that how do I want to word it? It's like the nickname that chefs give him because he's such a cruel reporter.
That's all you.
Oh.
I don't know.
I thought it was just his nickname was
No.
just Ego, egotistical.
No, the Grim Eater.
Oh.
Instead
I
of the
haven't heard
Grim
that.
Reaper,
That's a tough
it's the
one.
Grim
That's
Eater.
different. Okay.
What was the first Pixar movie?
I'm gonna say Toy Story.
Correct. I said it earlier
Okay,
in
yeah,
the show.
that's
if you
right.
paid
Okay,
attention.
yeah.
I was, yeah. How old is Crush in Finding Nemo?
900 years old.
No.
Ooh.
This one. I might Nemo, but I don't remember this one.
Wait, I think it's in the thousands now. Why am I?
50.
No.
Am I close?
I think it's. I feel like it's in the 150. 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
150, and that's
Okay.
young.
Yeah.
For that
That is
one.
for Crush. Yeah.
That's young. Who is Remy's culinary hero in Ratatouille?
Gusto.
Is correct. Who composed the music of the Black Panther score? So not the soundtrack. The score.
They do a lot of music. I know. I forget what their names are. though.
He was nominated for an Oscar.
Does it begin with an S?
No.
Okay.
He was nominated for an Oscar this year.
I don't think I.
And
I
he
know
won an
this.
Oscar for Black Panther.
Oof.
That music is good, but I cannot for the life.
He's also been in Star Wars films.
Been
Not
them?
in them. He wrote the music for Star Wars.
I can't. This one I can't think of.
I'm blanking.
Ludwig Göransson. He won for Oppenheimer.
Okay.
This past
That makes sense. Yeah.
this past one. Who are the actors for Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo?
Got you.
I know nothing about Star Wars, so
Harrison Ford,
Yes.
Carrie Fisher,
Yes.
and what's Luke's name?
The Joker. He is the Joker.
Yeah, he does play the Joker. Oh my gosh. He was just. Oh my gosh. I know his name too.
is it Keaton? Michael Keaton?
No.
Or no?
I'm blanking on his name, but isn't it like Morse? It's like his last name is like Morrison or like Harrison or something like that. Like
The fact you guys don't have this is sad.
I
so-
don't watch
I know-
Star Wars.
I know who it is,
I don't watch
but
a
I'm
lot of Star Wars,
blanking
so I
on
have
his
no
name.
idea.
I know who it is, but I'm blanking on his name.
It's Mark Hamill.
That's right. Oh my gosh,
No,
I'm
I
so
don't watch
annoyed.
Now,
with myself.
who's his dad in the Star Wars universe?
This is all
Christensen. Hayden Christensen.
Good job. Good job.
There
Good
you
job. What name does Mulan pick for herself in pretending to be a man?
Ping.
Wow. Wow.
Dude, come
I'm
on.
shocked. Wyatt, you are impressing me today. Oh,
Can you
wow.
give me
This
a-
is
Can
impressive.
you give me a Tangled question, Joey?
A what?
I know my Tangled. Can you give me a
Tangled?
question?
What is the name of her little companion? The green companion.
Pascal.
Yes. What are the twins' names?
Oh. Wyatt, help me out here. You know this.
It's been a while since I've watched Tangled.
While they think, a big thing is that Tangled is also getting a live-action remake if you're interested. I don't remember who is acting in it, but it is planned to get one, I believe, in 2026.
I know it's not right, but
I'm definitely gonna see that.
I got like
Sounds exciting. Are these like human twins?
yeah, they help Mother Gothel. I know that. I just
Oh,
forget what their names are.
I forget
Don't
it
worry,
too.
because I don't remember either.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Then, do you know then what is it exactly? The twins?
I don't.
Oh, I thought
They,
you had
but I know they help Mother Gothel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
What is Flynn Rider's real name?
Eugene Charming Fitzherbert.
How?
Oh, amazing.
How? I don't even know that. How?
It's crazy. I
That
thought
is
I knew a lot about
crazy.
Disney, but
Who's Miguel's idol in Coco?
I know he's a singer. I forget his name.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
I'm shocked. I'm so.
And his
Shocked right now.
grandfather's name, who he doesn't know. At
I
the
thought
time,
I
is
knew a lot
Hector.
about movies, but Wyatt is blowing me out of the water right
Crazy.
now.
Give us a Toy Story one, Joey. Come on.
What is on the bottom of every toy?
Andy's name.
Andy or Andy or Bonnie.
Andy or Bonnie.
Andy or Bonnie. Yeah, both responses was nice. Who voices Barbie in Toy Story 3?
Is it Bonnie Hunt?
No.
No.
Ooh.
Ah, crap. I forget. I know who voices Ken.
Bonnie Hunt voices Sally in
I
Cars.
know who voices Ken in Toy Story 3. I forget who voices Barbie.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you know who voices Ken?
Michael Keaton.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I knew Michael Keaton did
Now,
Ken. I
I'll
don't
give
know
you
who
a
does
hint.
Barbie.
The person who voices Barbie in Toy Story 3
Yeah.
has voiced a Disney princess in the past.
Does her name begin with a J?
Yes.
Is her name Jules something?
No.
Is it Julia West?
No.
Okay.
We give up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I did.
Jodie Benson.
Oh.
She voiced Ariel in The Little
Oh
Mermaid.
my gosh, how did I not even think about that?
Let's think of some more Toy Story. Ooh. What is the famous catchphrase?
There's a snake in my boot.
Okay, there's one.
Or to infinity and beyond.
There's another one.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
We belong.
Somebody's poisoned the water.
We belong
He
to
gets-
Andy.
I'm just pulling his string right now.
We're Andy's toys.
And he just keeps talking. I'm going to move over to the Cars side of things.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna know nothing
How
about
many
this.
points did the King, Chick Hicks, and Lightning McQueen have in the final race that opened in Cars?
Well, I don't
Is
know
this the
anything about
first
Cars.
movie?
Wyatt.
The first movie, it's the opening scene. They're tied with points for the Piston Cup.
Is it like 120?
No.
I never paid attention to that in the movie, but
Also, I could quote that entire movie if you turn it on.
I
will
probably
quote the
could as
entire
well.
thing.
But I'm. You know what? Final guess. I'm gonna say 50.
No.
Okay.
Final guess?
I know nothing about Cars, so.
5,013.
Okay.
Oh,
They
there
were
you go.
tied for all that.
Makes sense.
What does Doc Hudson refer to the Piston Cup as?
A bunch of empty cups.
Yes, bunch of empty cups. What is Sally's nickname for McQueen?
Stickers.
Wow, you are very impressive with this.
Absolutely.
Truly.
I know
I can't
Disney.
believe this.
I don't.
What is Violet's superpower?
Invisibility.
And
Force field.
Dash.
Super
Speed.
There you go. What is Jack Jack's?
He can turn into an
He can
angry,
turn himself into anything.
monster. He can light himself on fire,
Because he turned himself into Edna Mode in the second movie.
and
Yeah.
he can shapeshift. Yeah, pretty much.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes as well.
That
yeah.
too. And Mr. Incredibles is super strength, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you got Frozone, who just shoots ice all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you definitely impressed me, I will say. I did not think you were going to get some of those questions, but I was very
Same
impressed. Yeah, but thank you guys for coming on. It was a great episode coming back here for after spring break. So that's going to do it all for us here on Nerd Alert. Thank you very much for watching. You have a great rest of your day.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.